Hi folks, here's the third video about using the new website. And in this one I'm going to try and explain how to upload a new assignment, a new appointment to the CMS. So once again, we go to the login page for the content management system. We log ourselves in and it takes us to the now familiar homepage. We're going to expand the home option on the content tab. We're going to scroll down to this area. Now we've got an area for roles, which are all client-facing roles, and that's the one we're going to look at right now. There's also an area for internal roles, which are jobs that we might be recruiting to ourselves as society. But in most cases, you're going to be adding stuff to roles. So let's focus on that. To upload a new role, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need some text. You're going to need at least one good image. You're going to need a square version of the client's logo, and I'll explain why a square in a bit. Ideally, you're going to have a copy of the candidate pack, and you might want to have a video as well. The first thing to do is click on Create Role Page, and this will open up a blank new role posting for you. And right at the top, we get a chance to add the actual name of the role. So I'm going to call it Non-Executive Director, and this is going to be for the organization British Wool. Now we get to add some tags, and these tags aren't visible on the front end. They're just the things that determine where this will show up when people try to filter all the jobs that we have on our site. So they can filter it by sector, function, and location. So we're going to add tags for each of those. Click on sector tags, and it shows you all the tags, and we obviously want to look under sectors. And this one is a little bit government, it's a little bit manufacturing, it's a little bit support services, it's a little bit miscellaneous. And you can afford to be relatively generous with how you code things behind the scenes here, because again, these tags don't show up directly on the front end. For functions, I'm going to look under functions tabs. This one's relatively straightforward because it's a non-executive role. So I'll pick non-executive director. And then finally, location. We'll look under locations. This one's based in the UK, so I'm going to go Europe. Next, we have the opportunity to upload a candidate pack. So we click on this. And it might look like it's wanting you to give it a link and actually direct it to another web page. But if you scroll down to the bottom, you also have the opportunity to select media, to upload a document. So I'm going to click on that. Takes us to the media tab, the media area of the website, where we've got these folders for different things, for images and website documents. And we've got a folder for candidate packs. So it's that one we're going to enter into. Here's some of the ones we've previously uploaded. I can click upload here to add a new file. Unfortunately, you can't really record a Loom video and upload information at the same time, as I learnt to my cost about half an hour ago. So I've pre-uploaded this pack now, which means I can just select it here and add that in. And I'm going to select the option to make it open the document in a new tab or a new window when someone clicks on it. So that they can keep the job posting open while they've managed to access the candidate pack at the same time. Click submit. And then finally on this tab, we want to add the remuneration, which is £9,218. We want to add the location, and we want to add the deadline. Okay, so now we're on to the next tab, which is content. Now here we've got an option to upload an image that will appear at the top of our job posting, something nice and eye-catching and about the client. So again, we click to add the image, it takes us to the media area. We want to browse to images. There's a folder under images for roles where you can bung any images that you want to stick on role postings. Here are a few that we've had. You can click upload to add a new image, but again, just to save time, I've pre-uploaded one, so I'm going to stick in this nice image of some sheep here. Next, for the time being, we've got this function to upload a circular image, which is going to have to do for the purposes of a logo. I've kind of run out of energy telling them that I want this renamed and some of the functionality around it changed. So we're just going to have to make do with this for a bit. Essentially, you need to upload a square image of the client's logo. And so if you don't have one, you're going to have to crop the image a bit to make it into a square, which is not to say cut off bits of the logo, but add blank space above and below or to the left and to the right in order to make the image file square. Upload that, and then what it will do is it will place it within a Yellow Society circle. So it will look nice and branded, but that is a bit fiddly, and so we've been talking to the web designers about simplifying this process. For now, though, I'm going to browse, again, media, images. This time there's a folder called logos. I could upload a new square logo in here, but instead I should be able to find the one I preloaded down at the bottom. And while we wait for that to appear, I'll browse down to the bottom here, and we have components. So this should be familiar by now. Every page on the website is really built up of components, text and images and quotes and diversity stats and whatever it might be. And so here is where we can build up the actual body text of the job posting. I'm going to click on Add Component. First of all, I'm going to scroll down to Text Component and add one of those. And if I open up our draft candidate pack in Word, I should be able to copy and paste some of the content that we have in our executive summary. So I'll stick that on my clipboard, and I'll go over here and Control Shift and V to paste it in without any extraneous formatting. Then I'll have these two little paragraphs here. I'll paste them in, Control Shift and V. And then I'll paste these in as they are, but tweak them in a second. Okay, so I'm just going to change this to you download additional information to ask a question or to apply. Please click on the links below. Applications should consist of a concise covering letter. The deadline for receipt of applications is midday UK time on Thursday, 30th of November 2023. Boom. And I'll click Create. Now we go on to the Forms tab. And this is where we are able to specify who gets various different notifications. So first of all, we're going to add a role identifier at the top, just the name of the role again. Then we're going to add the diversity monitoring website link. Now this is hopefully a real time-saving innovation in that we've set this up in such a way that you can take the link from the diversity monitoring site, paste it into our CMS, and then when a candidate applies for a job, they get a confirmation email back from the website saying, thank you very much for applying, that's been safely received. Please now go to this specific URL in order to put yourself forward for this role. In order to complete the diversity monitoring questionnaire. So if I just quickly fill out this one to generate a new link. And let me just check our assignment reference. So I've added the job now onto the diversity monitoring site. I'm going to copy that new URL to the clipboard. Then all I need to do is go back to the website CMS and paste it in here. And so any candidate who now applies for this job is going to get an email from the site saying, thank you for applying. Please now fill in this diversity monitoring questionnaire. Just streamlines part of the process for it. Hopefully going to make life a fair bit easier for researchers, particularly when dealing with quite a big volume of advert response. Next, we can specify who gets the notifications about the applications. So in many cases, we're going to say that's Adetic, and who gets any questions. So here, I think we're going to say that's USMA. And then finally, we can go on to the card tab. And again, the card is the summary form of this job. So it's when you see just a list of jobs that we're doing, what's the information that appears there. So we want an image again. It could be a different image to the one we uploaded earlier, or it could be exactly the same image. In this case, we're going to keep it simple. I'm going to go back to images and role images, and we're going to just pick that lovely sheep image again. We need to give a heading to display on the card, which is just the role title. Put that there. We don't need to worry about a description, but we do need to add the company. We should add the location. And then finally, we click Save and Publish. Then if I click Save and Preview, it should open up this new posting in a brand new window for us. So right away, I can see a couple of things I'm just going to need to tweak and tidy up on. The logo is a bit pixelated, so probably that means I need a higher resolution logo. But the heading looks good. The image comes out nice and clearly. Here's our headline information in table format. Then the text. Download candidate pack appears nicely, and if we click on it, because we specified it opens in a new tab, it's doing that effectively. And then we've got the apply for role and ask question for role draws that appear very neatly. If someone applies for the role, they should get a notification from the website sending them to the diversity monitoring questionnaire, and a notification should go through to Adetic saying, please upload this person to FileFinder. If they ask a question for the role, the candidate should get an email clarifying that they've asked a question with a copy of everything they submitted, and a notification in this case will go to USMA saying someone's asked a question. So that all looks like it's working pretty well, with the exception of just needing to tidy up the little logo. Hope that makes sense. Happy job posting.